The barber and the fireman's daughter got caught in the harbor with sand in the cheeks. Can't swim with a miner. Old Frank got a shiner, full backside blinder. Found them bloody in the streets. What a shame about Daisy. Thought our papa was lazy. Turned out to be crazy. Found her floating in the creek. Now papa gone sideways. Doesn't drive on the highways. Rolled back in his mind race. A broken promise that he keeps. You know time is a matador. I'm always running, never know what for. So much I don't understand. You know time is a metaphor. You have to remember from the week before. I disappear in the sand.
Here we are. Hello, everyone. Hi.
This is an on-time live stream, Drew.
You bet. I aim to serve. We're trying to keep things tidy over here. New home. I'm already trying to, do my best housekeeping, which is good. Cole, how you doing?
I'm good. It's been a go morning, but I'm feeling real good. Also, these frames, Drew, are so small.
They are.
You're not seeing all of my gesticulating.
I'm sorry
right,
if
right
I can,
here.
I can make us pretty big if you want.
No. It's good. It's good. I like being a little cameo.
Actually, you know what? I should. I think someone mentioned this last time, but I really should be. Hold on, folks can see this happening live because it's gonna bother me. Cole, you and I, we are related. Okay, so we should be with the same family.
Drew, that was very smoothly done.
I'm trying my best over here.
Master of OBS. So I was telling you, I got an exciting shipping update, which is most of my game purchases are like extremely like calibrated, and I like do a lot of research, but every once in a while I just like get something like slightly irresponsible.
Yeah.
And then because of the nature of Kickstarter, I forget about it. I'm like, oh, this would be like, would 18-year-old me, Cole, do this if I had access to like some extra spending money? And so I got a shipping notification for Imperial Borders.
Ooh, Cole, you have to make your young self proud. I have no idea what Imperial Borders is.
Okay, Imperial Borders is the guy who designed Axis and Allies, whose name I just forgot for some reason. He made a epic Napoleonic game that has like simultaneous action planning, where you like draw your orders on like a sheet. I think it has diplomacy phases and a giant pile of miniatures, and it's in a box. It's in a box that, from the product renders, looks like it might be like a tent for a family.
Cool.
This is like very like long.
What if
War Room Magic?
This is War Room.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah. This is War Room with Shakos. It's like War Room with fancy hats.
Aye.
And I don't know.
Wow. Okay. Looks like we'll have to set aside some time for that. Wow. That sounds.
I think this
great.
was. I think this must have been. It must have been like a year and a half ago. The crowdfunding campaign is very well run.
Wait. Go ahead. No,
I was just gonna say, and it is beating out my other irresponsible order, which is Mordred, the Simon game.
Finally, yeah.
Which is, it'll come out when it's ready.
The fun thing that landed at my house is the first piece of print advertising for Buried Giant, which is pretty fun. That Buried Giant has now been. Our little friendly giant I now have like a standee sign for him too, which is great. Thanks everybody for being here. This is fun. Cole and I try to do these in January, but I told Matt that it feels like we're still in the folks in February that still say Happy New Year category.
Yeah.
So Happy New Year. I'm so sorry.
We did like unplug our Christmas lights very recently.
Okay, that counts. That counts. It's basically
Basically,
January.
we're in what historians call long January. We're in the long January.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm excited to share folks where our heads have been at, and also the look back, look forward, all that good stuff that comes with our year ahead. But gosh, I think we did our first one of these, right? What, 2020 was the first one?
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, what's funny is that like this now changes is entirely coinciding with almost to the date of me having worked full time with Wehrlegig for the last 6 years. And now I get to continue working full time with Wehrlegig in an expanded capacity, which is good. But hold on, Cole. I needed to tell you that because you talked about games in the mail. Because we've been doing a lot of like early setup things with Buried Giant and folding in Whirligig. I have been playing what Cardner sent in the mail more, the Order Overload Cafe.
I missed every game that you played this weekend of it. It killed me.
When you're thinking about, again, logistics and backends and board game orders, and then playing a board game that's about shouting ridiculous orders together, it's good. It's a good reminder of how silly humans are sometimes, I think, when we're placing and managing orders.
I need to get a copy of it because it seemed like an absolute scream.
Yeah, we're in a memory game renaissance right now. Anywho, Cole.
Drew. There's an important comment.
Oh yeah.
Which is, someone asked, is that a CRT behind you? And I said, it's not the only one.
That one. Yeah.
And I know that if you swivel your camera.
I'll point
Oh,
to
no,
it. I'll point to it. It's right over there. So that is indeed the ViewSonic, and the Sony Trinitrons are over here. I wish I could say that they're mine, but I am just the steward, the keeper of them, because they're our younger brother Blake's cherished possessions. But there is nothing like just scrolling the web, just surfing the web on a CRT browser.
When I come to visit you, we play StarCraft in your basement, and I get to play on that old computer screen, and it is a good feeling. Like, I would pay money to just kind of nestle into the year 2003 and to play some StarCraft.
No, it's a treat down here in the weird little Whirligig lair, and I love it. But let's slide over and talk about what we've been doing this year and what's coming up. So
let's do it.
Let's push it over. Oh, where'd you go? Cole?
Oh,
That's me.
That's you. That's you. There I
am. Okay, let's
get into it.
Ooh, I'll have to do some funniness there. That's okay.
Oh, you lost me. Oh, there I am. Okay. So last year we set a dang travel record. I feel like we were all over the place. Let's see, we had Molly House's big release. We ran a bunch of big events. I didn't think that'd ever be a part of my professional life, but it is. And then, of course, we have the Buried Giant news. All these things we'll be talking about. Here we are pictured at the peak of Pen y Fan in Wales, which Drew and I climbed basically into a rainstorm.
Yeah, if there was a picture to summarize somewhat of the year, is this picture looks like we're having the time of our lives, and it was just maybe the windiest, highest I have ever been or ever experienced.
It was so scary,
and high winds at the same time are not terribly fun. But we put on a good face, and I'm so glad we accomplished it. It feels pretty good to have done a proper big old hike, and then to be surrounded by other people that are used to doing that all the time. Right. Really put it in context too.
I think it was fun. You and I have been doing harder and harder climbs and hikes over the last few years, and it was fun to do one that was so hard that we thought about turning back like halfway through. Like, I had never actually got to the point where I'm like, oh, this is unsafe. Should we abort? And I was like, well, we're getting dangerously close to the halfway mark. Why don't we Why don't we
Why
just
don't we
keep
just
going?
like keep cruising? And I'm glad we did. We didn't shy away, Cole. We didn't.
Nope.
We
Didn't. I am excited for the next one.
yeah. Um,
Uh, yeah. So that trip was part of our UKG trip. We squirreled away a few extra days to go to Wales and hang out, see some castles, think about design, talk
met
about the future in ways that were both prescient and non-prescient.
and met up with the whole team, the whole Molly House team, Ray, Joe, Ricky, like getting these like in-person things together after release is like absolutely surreal because, um it comes in waves with working with people so far away.
Yeah.
But
And it
that
was
was a big moment.
yeah, that UKG trip was great. It was so fun to see people just like playing Molly House. And the game at that point had been out for a little bit, but it was still very early in its release cycle. And yeah, I don't know, folks were just engaging.
This was also the first time that we put Whirligig games in a proper convention and like saw how they went over with um just other convention goers, and just like history games sort of at this scale with this sort of big sign. It's the biggest any sign we've ever made before, too.
Yeah.
And it was yeah, it was like incredibly gratifying and reassuring that there is like an appetite for these sorts of games by folks that are outside of our the immediate like Whirligig crew. That I think about too. And that was a really like I don't know. I feel like that had helped push us over into, wait, let's keep on doing this, like
Mhm.
further and bringing Whirligig games to conventions like this too.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is great. What's next? Look at this.
Oh yeah, so here's a funny thing. Last year we posted a Big John company, and we posted the some pictures of the same kit um, with some of the letters that we did as part of NB's Archivist stream that was Gen Con 2024. And this year at Gen Con 2025, we turned it into a mega game with probably like 50 participants. And it was so fun, so interesting that we did it a second time at SD HisCon in this crazy venue in the like Portuguese Heritage Center. I can't remember what that's called.
Yeah,
The Portuguese Club,
something like that.
and they have a really nice like pub area, and we got access to the whole room, and it had all of these plush booths. So every family got their own little booth. And then the map of India was like up at the front. So you had to like go visit India. And then there were these 3 large booths in the front of the room so that when you were stationed in India, you could go hang out in your like part of India. Um, it was ridiculous and kind of wonderful. Each of these times, I feel like we learned a lot. Like with the Gen Con mega game, we had never run a mega game before, and I left it with like a lot of lessons. And I think with SD HisCon, we like maybe slightly overcorrected, but we are starting to hone in on like this is how you run John Company as a mega game.
Yeah.
Now, what we do with that information is kind of anyone's guess.
Yeah. It is I feel like I need to start pitching them as like these are play tests, and our friend and now like a partner coworker Cardner knows mega games very well, and like seems like a part of the mega game community is that they're all boutique, that they're all trying
Yes.
something new, and that there is no true like isolated pure mega game experience.
Yeah, they're all like playtests, I think.
Yeah. So maybe that makes, as long as we say mega game, maybe playtest is implied that like we're still learning how to do it. But this was something that I think, again, when we're thinking about how do we show off John Company to more than 6 people at a time, this was a really like interesting
I would so much
experiment
rather do a mega game
than 6
for
individual
50
games.
people over 3 hours. Yeah. And I almost certainly will be doing this again at Gen Con.
Yeah. Yes.
And maybe probably at SD HisCon North.
That would be neat. Yeah. We have,
We'll have to,
those are things that we will sort out later this month or next month.
Yeah, but I think this is something that like I would be happy to do this twice a year.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 times, but
Yeah, it's as folks that
big
have
commitment.
worked very closely on this game. I will say it's a fascinating thing to still want to explore it from this design angle. Like,
Yeah.
you and I, we have no intention of a third edition, and this is as close as we get to like, well, let's still like play in this space because for like interpretation, right?
Right.
And maybe it starts scratching some of the theater bones that are in both of us too.
Right.
But here's the big thing that happened. Here's the big thing. We have a new home. Wehrlegig and Berry Giant are coming together, and Wehrlegig is going to have so many more hands helping the thing float. It has been like, it's been amazing to just work with Cole for what we've been up 8 years and I've been full-time for 6 of them, but to start having extra folks come on in a official way to help carry some of the work off of both of our shoulders makes us two very, very happy people.
Yeah.
It also just is going to strengthen the Whirligig development process. That's like sort of the best thing it possibly means is that we get to do more Whirligig and faster too.
Yeah, and so this, I mean, I guess everybody here probably knows, but for those who don't know, myself and a lot of the folks at Leader have left to form a new studio. As part of that, we were able to purchase Oath and Arcs. This can be read about out at the leadergames.com blog. I wrote a letter that has some more information about it. And you know, when we set about this, we weren't quite sure what form it would take. And after we started talking to people and thinking about who wanted to join the venture and like the sort of thing that we could construct together, it was obvious that like actually this could provide a lot of growth opportunities for Whirligig, and also the new company could also use Whirligig to grow and to kind of like start as a sapling and not a seed. And it really, it has already been paying dividends. I mean, so for example, like, you know, I was working on the Molly House files and getting the reprints ready, and that was happening while this sort of like reorganization happened. And it was so nice to be able to plug Josh Yearsley into those Molly House rules and to have him say like, oh, there are some like slightly better ways that you can reorganize some of these sections and re-edit some of the you know, the way that the aid cards work. And that's all stuff that is going to be contributing to the upgrade packs, to the reprint. And by that same token, like we're getting ready to prepare for Gamma. We've been working on banners and t-shirts and all that kind of stuff. And to not have it just be Drew and I fooling around in Photoshop, but actually like an exceptionally like talented and professional staff. This means really good things for Whirligig. And so our hope is, you know, that team that had been at Leader, myself and Kyle and Ted and Patty and Megan and Matt and Josh, we get to keep doing the sort of games that we have always loved working on. We have more ARC stuff that will be crowdfunding, hopefully in the spring. And we have lots of other titles that we want to do after that. The sort of big games that really reward deep exploration and that take us on the creative side a year or two to make, we're going to keep doing those games. We love those types of games. And at the same time, Whirligig gets to sit as a kind of semi-independent imprint that is going to continue to build its line out and to do historical games, some of which I'll design, some of which I won't. And that those games get better supported. So it should mean that like if you care about these sorts of games, it will mean that they are going to be of even better quality, and then potentially we'll be able to pick up the pace on release just a little bit. We don't want to flood anyone with games, but I would love to be able to be in a place where we are able to do a game a year from both imprints eventually.
Yeah, and and as our like,
yeah, I like a flood of games for us is like one a year.
Whoa, slow down, slow down.
There was a very funny, this is an aside, but there's a very funny Board Game Wire article that was talking about Super Meeple. And Super Meeple was like, yeah, like our strategy is to focus on quality. And so we only do 9 games a year.
Yeah.
And I was like, 9 is so many.
It's a lot. That's a
And
lot.
props to them because they do good work over
They
there.
do. Yeah, I'm gonna say they no they haven't had many misses. The it's like it really is like an exciting moment of transition for Whirligig, in part because we're now going to have, Oath and Arcs are coming with us into Buried Giant Studios, along with the Whirligig titles. And now those are getting to be like seen as one. And it means that we're allowed to like explore a lot of other exciting opportunities with not just having to think about Whirligig as a line of games that Cole and I manage, or
Right.
Oath and Arcs being like stuck in their lane too. And I think this moment of transition allows us to step back and reevaluate how we've done certain back end things for years, but also for how we envision the future growth of the company too, and also so we can share with people how many points of improvement we could be leveraging into like growing Whirligig out. And I think I'll be happy to share that like Whirligig will make its first proper like Gen Con appearance this upcoming year, in the way that we've only done weird international shows. But
Right.
then like we hope to do PAX Unplugged like properly, because I'm glad we bailed this last year, and we were hoping to do PAX Unplugged this last year, but again, too many balls in the air. But yeah, I really, really hope that we can like have a proper convention circuit so we get to see folks as we get to move along. So Whirligig's not going anywhere, but this is a bit of a, I don't know, of a birthday. So hold on, Cole, you don't get to see this. But here is my
Not looking.
You're not looking. This is for this is from a little birthday party from yesterday. And you can look now, of course. It's just a cupcake, because you do that when a company is born. There you go.
I see.
Okay. That's it. Okay.
Oh, we didn't share a picture of the cake in our.
Yeah. Oh, Patty brought an amazing cake with a logo. It's so funny. I'm now just embracing all of the firsts.
So let's talk about some of the products that we're working on a little bit. So first of all, we are lucky. I want to come.
Sorry.
I haven't eaten today.
Sorry.
I'm starving. So the reprints campaign. This was our big project that we did this fall. I mean, it was like, this was an amazing campaign because it was not that difficult for us to construct this campaign. It was really about celebrating games that had already come out and seeing if there was long tail interest in them. And so we ran it. It was a very not low effort, but it was like a low, I mean, it was a campaign that did not require a lot of resources for us to run, but was very scary, because if it didn't do well, it would portend horrible things for the future of Whirligig. And instead, folks showed up, and we way surpassed our expectations. I mean, this campaign almost did twice as much as our good case scenario, and that is allowing us to put some little upgrades in the games, to get all the reprints in. Drew, I wonder if this will happen live. If I edit
if you edit it, hopefully.
Look at this. Okay.
Hold on. I can toggle.
Maybe.
I can toggle.
Yeah. Toggle back and forward.
Okay, hold on. All right. I'm not seeing anything, but what if I go down and bring it back up?
There you go. Good. I just wanted to highlight that, like, one of the things that Drew mentioned to me was that all of our box backs are like pretty not sketchy, but like the Premier box back, for those of you that have PAX Premier, the image on the back of that box was a sample we didn't end up using of the resin pieces, and a picture I took on a Google Pixel 2 or something, and because it was all we had. And I realized, like, oh, well, we've actually never really had time to do box backs. and I've been starting to work on them for the new printing. By the way, we are not going to send you a box back. If you own Pamir and love it, you do not need to hear about the award it won 4 years ago.
No,
So
we're gonna do a hard pivot to splatter style call. Sorry, I didn't tell
yeah,
you.
just white. Yeah, I'll send you a box, but it's a white box. But like, this is a good example of the kind of thing that we're going to be doing. Like our box backs are going to get a little bit nicer. Like this draft looks a lot better, and I haven't even had the leader graphic designers take a peek at them yet. And then we are waiting on samples for the Mollyhouse wooden pieces. There you have a sketch up in the top right. I should be getting that probably within a week or so. I don't think it's in the mail yet, but they said that it'd be ready before Lunar New Year, which is exciting. Drum floating around, man.
Sorry. They put.
You go, oh,
sorry.
yeah, you're just, people are peeking behind the curtain over here. Anyway, these pieces were really fun to work on the designs for and to figure out the sizing. I'm happy to report that they both feel quite large and luxurious and are smaller by volume than the existing cubes.
Right. So these suit tokens are how thick did we decide? Was it 5 or 6?
They're 6 millimeters. Yeah. They're 6 millimeters thick, which is about the same as like the Oath supply token. It actually is the same. And then like that cup is about 15. No, it's taller than that. I think that the cup's like 20 millimeters tall. Or something like that, 23 maybe.
The samples are in the mail. I was hoping that we were going to have samples, but I figured then we're in the middle of February. We can't do a year ahead in Valentine's.
Yeah, we can't do that. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the long January, I think, starts at Christmas and goes till Valentine's Day. Goes to Valentine's Day. Yeah. That's long January. Anyway, I love these tokens. I think they're going to make the game really a lot easier to play. I'm very happy that we're going to be able to just like have them in the next edition, and really happy that we were able to offer them basically at cost to all the people who have the first printing.
Yeah. Which is again, fingers crossed that those samples look great and that we can start production on everything right when things start back up after Lunar New Year in the first week of March. The campaign's in a healthy way, and so is production. Yep. And again, it's really nice getting to work on little codas like small scale changes for these projects.
It was so nice, like put together the John Company errata list. I mean, just all that like little weedy stuff, and just get it all sorted out.
Yes, Mollyhouse is coming. It's coming to the different places. And I'm excited that we have localization partners that we're working with to bring it to a bunch of new regions that haven't worked with us usually for like first printings. I'm excited for Mollyhouse to get into new places, and it's been an interesting localization project because of like the flavor text of the cards being in period. And that's been a really
correct.
It's been like a really interesting like problem to solve for the different audiences too, which is exciting. But no, those campaigns are good. We'll have another update probably in 1 month is what I suspect. We'll get that update going.
Yeah, I think as soon as we have the wooden pieces. Let's talk about Infamous Traffic.
Let's do it.
It exists.
Yeah.
It's a game you can play, not you, but you and I, Drew, can play Infamous Traffic 2nd Edition now. We have played it a bunch.
It's stable. It's floating.
It's stable. This has been, it really does. So like I mentioned this, I think last year, because last year we had an Infamous Traffic slide, but there were no pictures of the game. And I was in a very early step with it. I think I started working on it, like we got Mollyhouse out. I started thinking about it more seriously. And then I really, like the UKG trip, I spent some time at the British Library. I was like working. I had my little yellow notebook that I was just filling with Infamous Traffic design things. And there were a couple different approaches. And we decided to go with an approach that actually like is most similar to the basic game, but has some very obvious cleanups. And what it was is it's very similar to the development course that Pax Pamir went under, where I kind of said like, okay, there are 2 design level issues. Let's fix those. And with infamous traffic, it has to do with like tempo management and the way cache works in the game. Those are like the kind of key traffic issues, which like again impacts scalability. It's well, sorry. Let me state that differently. It's not cache. It's tempo and player asymmetry. These are the 2 problems with infamous traffic first edition that stop it, I think, from being really great. They're both so fixable, and so we went about trying to fix it. And then by August, I had like a working version of the game that wasn't perfect, but was pretty stable. And then Drew, you and I met up in Baltimore, and in September, and we played a bunch of traffic, and then we worked on it throughout the fall. And when we took it to SD HistCon and played it, it just felt good. Like it's not done. There are things that need to be done to it. Like it needs some work, but it's feeling very close. It's feeling close enough that I'm going to be plugging in some of our graphic designers, Patty and Megan, into questions of art direction, like probably pretty soon. Like probably as soon as
there are little signs of like project health that you always look for, and some of it usually comes from like our own confidence in the project that we're feeling good enough to plug it into graphics, and to then start getting start like feeling out what actually a solo version of this looks like, with this new action structure built in, because that's certainly something that we want to make sure that we well support the best solo mode for
well and the thing, like, you know, it's always hard to communicate this kind of stability, but I made those pieces. Like that is a photograph, I believe, from no, I think that must be a photograph from September. But I built a set for the game, I think in late August, and I'm still using the same tiles.
Hey, that's a good sign.
In fact,
I can get louder.
I bought this bag of tiles.
Hey.
And I used half of them to make the set, and I haven't used the other half. They've just been sitting here by my desk. I assumed I would have gone through several of these.
There was a time that those were also in Molly House.
Yeah.
Which is good. Reuse.
So and again, like there are still some things that I'm not crazy about, some small elements of the design. We have a little bit of like a scrum in front of us. We have a lot of work just in terms of like finishing the reprints, getting new foundations set up. And into pre-press. We're kind of like over the next month, I am like living in pre-press. But by early March, all projects should be at the factory, and I will be working on the ARCS expansion. And then when I need a break from that, I will be working on Infamous Traffic.
Yeah. It's a funny thing a little bit to communicate right now. These changes won't really be felt for like another few months that we're doing on our back end with like getting people up to speed and things like this. And again, and the fact that Infamous Traffic is not just exists, but it's in a really healthy place is great news. But this means that like Wehrlegig and its projects are like not going away for years to come.
Well, and we like, this is a place where the Buried Giant formation actually did really impact Traffic's schedule, because it was going to be a spring project and it was all set up to be. It's now almost certainly going to be a like summer fall project. However, it will arrive to crowdfunding a lot closer to being done.
Right.
So weirdly, it may not impact the release of the game at all.
If we wanted to crowdfund it and then have a year and a half or of wait time, it doesn't really terribly change its production slot that we had imagined, right?
Yeah. And so in my sense is, for testing purposes, I could see a world where Traffic enters like our Discord testing like by June, maybe, something like that. And I don't know. I think there will almost certainly be some Gen Con Traffic plays.
Yeah. And I can't say it enough again. I cannot wait to really plug in Josh into the rulebook of this thinker. It's gonna be like so nice to have yearsly behind the wheel when we're doing development on this thing too, Cole.
It had already gotten a lot better. The rulebook for Traffic Second Edition
Yeah.
is like 10 times better right now than
That's
the
true.
rulebook for the first edition, and it's just going to get better.
Yeah. Also, I think we're like, let's get it into another premier size box, like with Molly House 2. I know you're seeing
Yeah.
Time of Crisis over there, but that's pretty close actually. That is.
Yeah, it is.
That
I think
is-
it's a little taller.
Yeah.
And I always have to say whenever I've shared this image before, I love Time of Crisis, but GMT produced a 3-inch box for Time of Crisis that fits the expansion better, and so I have an extra Time of Crisis box.
And you threw away both copies to use for prototypes. I got it.
And actually, weirdly, I got like a quadrupled order, so I have like 4 Time of Crisis boxes.
What? I'm gonna have to take one of those off your hands, Cole.
No. It's not a complete game. It's just the 3-inch box. So I have
Oh.
a bunch of Time of Crisis boxes.
That's
And
hilarious.
you are welcome to have one.
No, big Wehrlegig stuff. Next news for a lot of these things, like the next big update that we'll have, hopefully will come, like along with the update for John Company, Molly House, Reprint backers, and we'll do that over the summer. So things will, I would imagine, will get a little bit quiet, but when they start ramping up, first place will be on the Wehrlegig Discord. That we will be really wanting to like show folks off some playtests online this spring.
All right, cool.
Speaking of playtests,
let's talk about Hellraisers.
Yeah. So I can speak to this. Matilda and Luke and Joe Schmidt. We have been like batting Hellraisers back and forth a bunch, and you can see the scrappy prototype of one of the proof of concepts that we've been working on, and it's really exciting. Really stepping back and seeing what best serves the conflict, and it's looking not like a PAX style market like it had before, but still using the same like fundamental mechanics around how it uses the worker piece to be a worker or striker and toggling off sites for demands, for meeting demands, for shutting down sites, for striking so that you get attention, and managing the like both the attention and cash economy, like local economy. It's a exciting project, and it's still like on our minds, and we're still like making progress with this with Matilda. We're also now in a spot where things are getting more stable, where if this build proves to be pretty resilient, we'll be starting to plug in more art requests and expanding the hunt for some further concept art too, which is really exciting. It does mean that Hellraisers, with everything else, is not looking like it's going to be a this year campaign, but I don't want to make any promises because there's a world where it could. There's a world where it could still. But I suspect over this summer, there's going to be more Hellraisers news and playtests. I do want to keep this channel open so that we do more just like play events on this channel and start getting into more regular monthly, even just like playing events.
So once things relax a little bit on my side, I like can't wait to just go back to doing the occasional Infamous Traffic stream. It was like so fun to just like play some Infamous Traffic on stream,
and then to have the document of it too, of just like, I never really record those sort of playtests, but when I do it in front of at least one person, I become then accountable of the artifact that gets left behind, and it's a nice way to again think of the of the same, like, I don't know, mission statement of Wehrlegig, right, which has been like work in the open, share what you do, and best serve the history.
Yeah, and to that line, like what we wanted to start exploring like the look of Hellraisers, and so I've been sending out these little art commissions of and have some artists like work in this style of early 20th century political cartoons. And look, I don't know if we're going to use that artist for this project. I'm not even going to name the artist. That is all stuff that will get settled way later. But I also like don't mind just showing you the work as it comes in and the parts that are working and not working.
um which should be fun. I hope that that's another like we'll more chats with the team and work on this project over March and April. A lot of that will be happening on the Discord, and it would be fun to share some news about that also in like a spring Kickstarter campaign update, potentially around fulfillment time, which is neat. But ahead of then, Cole and I have another mess of wild, busy travel ahead of us still this year.
I had like a small panic attack
When you looked at
just
everything?
writing this list. I'm like, where am I going? And I was like, well, in March and then my April and then June. And I just started going it out and like,
We hit the road. We're gonna hit the road again
it's
and
just a
again.
lot. Again and again and again. It's funny because this is not the complete list.
There's even more. There's even more. One of the it's funny, like Gamma Expo being up there is just a fun thing to share because that's like it's an industry only convention for networking, which is
we want to make sure folks who are on the stream who might be in the industry are able to do it.
Yeah. And also I've been volunteering on their board for the past year and some change. And it's been pretty cool to see the org get a little better slowly and surely. And it's going to be in Baltimore all the years after this last one in Louisville. And it's been nice to see, like, again, see the big nonprofit from the small business perspective has been a really like nice learning experience for me. So fun to be waving my flag along, the Berry Giant Wehrlegig flag over there in that area too. But it's so wild because it's historically just retailers that are not interested in crowdfunding direct to backer publishers like me. So I always feel a little bit like the odd duck out ruining their game store, but I'm not. I love selling to the game stores that want to have our stuff.
Gamma's really lovely. I'm just really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And then in March, right after Gamma, I will be heading out to GDC, where I'm just doing a couple little events. I'll post more about it, but like there'll be some play with the designer things, and then there's like a prototyping workshop thing that I'm helping out with. I'm there to go to talks. I'm also working on some other projects that I need to talk to people about.
Yeah.
But if you're in the area, if you want to hang out at the parks outside of the convention, I will be around there. And then in April, we go to DC.
And we also, you didn't put it because it's a fun thing to mention. I hope that we can sort out the details by going to Philadelphia right beforehand for the what is it? What is ASICS?
ASICS, which is the American
Society for Early 18th Century or whatever.
For Early 18th Century Studies or something like that.
Yeah.
For 18th Century Studies. ASICS is like a show that I applied to give a paper to ASICS when I was like a graduate student. And I think there was one in San Antonio that I almost went to.
Oh, I didn't know.
Like, that. Yeah. So like this is I've got like a tiny bit of a history with this conference, and there's a chance that we dash out, or no, not dash out, but we start our week in Philadelphia at ASICS, and then we drive to Fort Circle right afterwards. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we will certainly.
That feels like a lifetime away, but I would love to talk to some academics about 18th century board games. And games about the 18th century. And then Origins, Drew, are we doing Origins?
That's going to remain an outstanding question for another few weeks. So hang tight on it.
I put a question mark there for a reason.
I would have put a few more, honestly. So that will remain outstanding. Cole, do you want to grab a Discord link for that person in chat? I had to pull all of the invites because there were some weird bad invites, so we kept on getting bots into the Wehrlegig chat.
Okay.
So it's like been a bit harder to find. We're gonna do again. It's so nice having Matt Martin's now helping me out with like communications and community management stuff because I want to have the Discord server get healthier. Yeah, the Discord servers are on their way to getting
and then
really
the
nice.
Second link is the first second.
And I wish I was more active in there. Truly the last few days or last few weeks. I've just been I am just trying
It's
to keep the kettle on all four burners of the
it is.
stove.
We are
kind of
so.
energy.
I had a moment where I was like, man, I want to hang out in the Wehrlegig Discord a little bit. I haven't been there, and then I was like, I'm like in nothing but meetings.
No. But things are going to slow down, and then I'll be sharing all of the weird Hellraiser stuff with with Matilda pretty soon. I think it's going to be. I think the Wehrlegig Discord is going to be a really cool spot for the prototype chats.
And then sorry, I'm going to keep going. July, I am going to PlayCon in Sydney, Australia, which will be my first time in the Eastern Hemisphere.
What is PlayCon?
It's like run by the Board Game Barbecue folks and maybe some other people.
Okay.
Seems like a few it's like a few thousand people. I've heard it's really good, really fun show. And I'm just very excited to actually hang out with the Australian board game community, which I adore. Like Thinker Themer came and visited, and we went roller skating and sailing and had a great time. And I thought well, now I need to bring my roller skates when I go to Sydney, and we can skate around.
Okay. I love that luggage situation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, if they can do it, maybe I can do it too.
Oath in its big storage
box
and roller skates.
I brought my running shoes and roller skates and I'm gonna skate on the plane. And then right afterwards, I get back 2 days later. It's time for SD HistCon Twin Cities, SD HistCon North, coming to a backyard. Very excited about this show.
Yeah. I'll be there. We'll do buried giant stuff, and it will be I'm sure. Actually, I should mention this for Support Circle too, that we're going to be doing some sponsorship things there too, and I want to make sure that we are supporting those events and not just attending, and we want to make sure that those are great, because they really are some of the best kinds of convention going experiences too. And that doesn't just come from the organizers; it comes from partner organizations that help it, and from all of the volunteer work that goes into those things too. So I'm psyched for both. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, for sure. And then we've got Gen Con, which is July to August, because the first day is the 30th. We have an early Gen Con this year.
We do. We have so many exciting Gen Con plans that are coming in the works.
We can't talk about Gen Con, but it's going to be awesome. Yeah. It's going to be awesome. We're doing something that we've never done before, and it's going to be great. And then October, almost certainly I'll be at Essen. We'll figure that one out. Not in a booth capacity, but just probably just myself, and then not Drew, but someone else.
Yeah. You'll wave that flag. Do that.
Or I might even be just doing solo Essen. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And then we haven't officially announced that we'll be at SD HistCon San Diego, but we have a very strong pattern that suggests we'll be there. And then rounding out the year, PAX Unplugged.
Yeah. Which will be special. And PAX Unplugged is back on its normal scheduled time, which is after Thanksgiving. So I'm phew.
Yeah, that was the reason we couldn't come this year. It was it was just impossible to make
it was also during their marathon weekend, so everything was twice as expensive as it usually is. No, it wasn't fun. But I'm glad that it's back to regular programming, which is all good.
Cool. So I haven't talked about other future titles, things like that. I'm doing reading. I got a big stack of Reconstruction books in the other room that I was actually looking at this morning very briefly.
We didn't make a slide. We didn't make a slide on the Reconstruction stuff.
We didn't make a slide on it. I have the approach. I have a strategy for how I want to do the design, but with the reorganization of the company, it is a next year project. Yeah. This year, I want to get traffic done and to you all as soon as possible. Next year, I get to go hang out in a different part of the 19th century. Yeah. Are we going to do UKG? Very unlikely, but we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, one of the funny things is, if we did it, it would just be us visiting it. Because the Reprint campaign, we are out of board games for Wehrlegig.
Yeah. We don't have anything to sell. I don't know. I haven't like fully committed. I love UKG and I love visiting the UK. It's like one of my favorite places. But I looked at the schedule and was like, I cannot add another line to this schedule right now.
Yeah.
Especially because this is our like fun schedule. It is not the schedule of all of the weird conferences and places I'm going giving talks,
That is
which
fair.
fit in like this.
Yeah. But this UKG this upcoming year is going to be really fun. 'Cause I know that that's when there's going to be just some fun releases that will be launching. For then. I think I have there's a US distributor that weekend too. So I know that I am out for UKG. But that's okay. Other Wehrlegig things, Cole, for later this year, not just new games.
Someone asked about the app
Ooh,
for
yeah.
John Company. So Blake has moved it to like an open source frame so that anybody who wants to work on it can work on it. We do plan on getting back to it, but right now we need Blake to build a website and a shop and a blog, and we have him like fully allocated at the moment.
Yeah, it's a little like hackers style right now for Blake. He's been doing a lot on our back end. But when things slow down, that is like a perennial project. Because I know that it's just like it's a tool that I want, and I know that it's a tool that we want for all of the new folks that are going to be getting
100%.
John Company later this year for the first time, and to have just like someone like a little app holding their hand through the event, like learning the events and how they work, I think will be really, really helpful. So it's like, it is less pressing right now, but it's not sliding off the table.
Yeah. And there is a board game arena version of John Company, kind of. It's the same developer who was working on Molly House. They will do it if and when they want to. But they certainly have our blessing. And the Molly House BGA app is flipping great. I need to actually reach out to the developer so they can put in the second printing items as like a toggle.
Right. That's a very good note, that there's a few timing windows that have adjusted for.
Yeah, but it has been fun to see people play like dozens of BGA games of Molly House and get that deep familiarity.
Yeah, it's one of these like really fascinating things that BGA just collects such interesting and not necessarily useful data, but it is a fascinating thing to just know, the average playtime of a game, or how many turns, or what items were actually getting used and not just picked up in the game. And rarely are those analytics actually useful in development, but it is, now that we have some distance, we can like see the project pretty holistically, which is really like honestly useful.
Yeah.
Near almost 1,000 games have been run on the.
Yeah, that was about. I was about to say, like, the only analytic I really care about is how many games are being played, and it's like 1,000.
Yeah.
And we've got a game basically like on BGA. It appears like there are 4 or 5 games finishing every day on average or more. Like, that's good.
Pretty cool.
And it's like, I don't know. Molly House, when you crack through those first few plays, something really wonderful happens to the game. And obviously, like, my favorite way to play it is like live in real time. But fun way to play BGA, you get your friends on a video call, stash them at the top, put the BGA on the bottom of the screen, and you're really getting the full experience.
That's a party.
Okay, well, we could talk about Molly House all day, Drew. I feel like I say this every year. I am pumped about this coming year. I think it is such a. I'm so excited to finally be able to share more about traffic with everyone. I'm so happy that all of our games are going to be in print soon properly, and that we'll be able to like have our first proper Gen Con. And it's, I don't know, it's, I'm really looking forward to everything. And it's also nice that while all this is happening, we are building the foundation for like bigger projects in the future, which is what's really exciting. But that's exciting in a way that like I could spout about the reconstruction game for an hour, but all it would do is make me frustrated when I have to go do the more mundane work that is waiting for me at the end of this day.
Yeah. And who knows? Also, I forgot to tell you, Cole. Of course, I'm wearing my Wehrlegig. I'm repping the Wehrlegig merch. I want to have more merch and maybe more available things like that too, because it's always a fun thing, and we'll have it. We'll have stuff at conventions too, moving forward as well. And all that good stuff. Again, Wehrlegig is growing up. Wehrlegig's growing up. And I'm excited for this new the year of Berry Giant is ahead of us.
Yeah, pumped, man.
Okay. With that, we will see y'all on the Discord in the comments, and have an amazing year. Thank you for being here with us.
All right, take care, everybody.
Yeah.
One evening as the sun went down, I was riding around on the south of town. A man exclaimed from out of view, tangerine and a honeydew. So I peeled them off $2 bills, and I rode away in my coupe de ville. And I said, hey, wait, what was I saying? I said, hey, wait, what was I saying? A doc was gonna stay at his place. Smoked a joint and I washed my face, and I fell asleep with the TV on. Had a crazy dream about old King Kong. And the sun came in and it touched my eye. When I opened them up, I was quite surprised. Everything he owned had been taken away. Looked out the door, saw him driving away. And I said, hey,